Greetings and salutations, my friends. Did you know there is a hidden minigame in all versions of Football Manager? For Football Manager 24, it was these columns on your squad screens and various other screens. Like sometimes if you'd move this, it'd just do what that's doing. Sometimes it would move other columns. Other columns would glue together. Sometimes they'd snap apart or snap back. And it was always a battle. And it was like juggling, right? It was a bit like Tetris to make it all work and stuff. That's not here anymore. It could still definitely be improved, by the way, but it's not here anymore. But I have discovered the new minigame. It's actually in the player database. Okay, so this is the player database. This is all the players. They love it, right? These are players that are interested. So let's say I want to look for a box-to-box midfielder. So a lot of people do transfers many different ways, right? In transfer room in and the recruitment focuses, or they're just going to look at positions and just go through them. I like to get a base level of attributes that I'm looking for in a player. So I'm going to add attribute. Common sense so far. I'm going to look for a box-to-box midfielder. And these are the stuff that the game suggests. Always have a look through in case you want something like, oh, maybe I want him to be a bit more secure defensively. Let's stick in marking. Okay, now, all good, right? Now, conditions for 21 selected attributes is at least... It's gone away. There was a button there, before the last patch, there was definitely a button there. The default is 15 for all of these attributes, and you could swap it to 10 and drop it by 1, drop it, and it was all good. So I'm like, oh, okay, nothing is between and is at least. So these are default. You can't see it, but just let me know. Let you know they're 15s. So you apply that. Okay. Now here's where the minigame is. So there's no players in the world. Let's pretend I'm not a Liverpool, but there's no players in the world that are that good to have all those attributes at 15, so we're going to need to reduce it. Now, we can't just go -1 on everything like we did before here. So, okay, a little bit of a pain, but that's not the game. This is almost, it's like a sort of mini speedrun game, essentially. So what you have to do, let's say we want our base level to be 12s. I like to... Even though there's areas of a game that I want them to be really good at finishing or something, I like to get base levels so they're not like terrible at anything. So let's say we'll go 12. So it's just a little bit of a pain. So you start the stopwatch and you go, bosh, right, okay, you've got to click these down. This is okay. Annoyingly, that it refreshes the database every time you move one of these, but we're flying. Okay, 12s. You're thinking this is a boring game. Hang on, don't worry about it. Oh, hello. There's no buttons there. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's just do the ones we can. Okay, so aggression and anticipation have disappeared. So what you need to do, there's 2 methods I've discovered, because this is a speed run, but I'm obviously not trying to win here. I'm just trying to explain to you how you can do it. Is you shuffle it, and you'll get different things disappearing. So, boom, there we've got it. Yeah? Okay? Smashed it. So that was really good. That would, if I was doing a proper run here, that would have been special. But obviously other stuff has dropped. Now, I'll give you a tip here, because obviously that can be tricky if it doesn't go your way. What you can do is, like, off the ball here, you can wiggle it. Sometimes, especially if they're near the middle, the wiggling doesn't work. So what you can do, let's say this teamwork one, is move it up and then adjust it, right? We'll adjust that. Let's move positioning up. Bosh. I haven't really done the sort of testing to see which is a quicker, the shake method or the shake method or the moving them about method. But it's a really fun game, and the whole family should try it. Right, okay. Ignoring the silliness for a minute, I have to give props to Football Manager for the amount of stuff in patches that is already getting improved upon. There is the downside of, obviously, if you're patching every day, then really the amount of testing you can do is very limited. And obviously, whenever you try and fix something else might break, as such as that button has now just disappeared altogether for me. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, the recruitment focuses was broken. It would reset what I was trying to look for every time I created a route. But I think that one's fixed. But I haven't got into too much detail. As for the save... We are doing pretty fruity. See, I'm still not there. I should use my shortcuts. I like the drop down window. Stay there just in case you want to browse. You have to another little wiggle. Won all our games apart from, so unsurprisingly, Arsenal. We were a bit lucky to get a 2-2 draw. I didn't realise that my key man this season when I needed a late goal would be Curtis Jones, but he seems to pop up. We played our first Champions League game against Union Saint-Gilloise. You're welcome for that pronunciation. But today I thought we had to come back because it's Everton. We only have one injury, and that's Alisson. He broke his arm in a horrific wanking incident. So I'm getting Fran Garcia. Actually, I'll get Robertson to do it. He's not doing much at the moment. Also, Virgil van Dijk is upset because... Well, he said to me he was upset because I was... it says here that he's upset because I was trying to get rid of Robertson, which is... That actually makes sense, right? They've been together for a few years. That makes sense. But he did come to me with the discussion point of, you said we were going to strengthen at left back and we haven't. Ironically, of all the positions, we got 3 really good left backs. So, a little bit confusing on that part. But we are playing the big boys today, so we need to... I rested a couple of players and gave a little bit of game time to Leone because his legs, he hasn't done his ACL in, so that's good. Mamradashvili is in goal. We'll bring back... Conor Bradley had a really good game. And he's looked good every time. I'm going to give Conor Bradley a go. Why not? Urge, you're in. The grumpy boy, but he's going to be fine. Let's go with Kirkesh. Gravenberg McAllister. Is he fit? Yep, he's fit and raring to go. Mo Salah, all right. Slobs in the middle. I'm trying Florian Wirtz on the left, but it's not really working. So... I did try and sell Cody Gakpo to raise some money so I could make another transfer, but nobody wanted to pay the cash. Let's just go with what I would hope in real life would work. Isak's been, in surprising news, Isak is a really, really good striker. I do want to talk about, by the way, I know there's lots of new people here. Normally I do pay more attention to the game when we're in a proper save, but this is just a getting used to the save and seeing how we get on and everything. I've noticed... go hard when tackling Jack Grealish. Does have little shin pads, doesn't he? He's asking for it. Right. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's give these a slap. Okay, I did notice in the last couple of... I've given Football Manager a lot of stick and talked about bugs, and as have many other people. I think the general consensus is UI is just kind of personal preference for getting the bugs. The rest is kind of, okay, I can see improvements, but there's so many bugs and there's bits. And one of the things I've seen a lot that I really, really gel with is feeling like you're not connected to the game yet. Because there's lots of stuff that doesn't work or it's hard to find, so you just feel like you're a bit robot-y, clicking continue and not looking at some of the stats and behind-the-scenes stuff you normally would, because it either takes 3 extra clicks or you... It's broken. The game is absolutely broken. Why didn't we break his... I like the fact it tells you that the goal was there before the VA pops up. Okay. That was a goal, right? Okay. But ignoring all this, right? I've seen publications back in the day. There used to be magazines. It was like a paper booklet. It was like a tree, but flatter and had slices in it, right? And PC Gamer did a full review of Football Manager 26. I think they gave it a 3 out of 10 or 3 out of 5 rather. I don't know, all the random scoring ways that different ones. And I've noticed one of the other big newspapers did it, one of the other things. So I'm like, I know we've given FM a lot of shit, but it's not actually out yet. Like, the full game isn't out yet. Like, this is beta, as much as we want to laugh at it only being a very short beta version. As we've seen from the patches, it is getting better daily. And these websites are just like... And they're not even, like, really mentioning that it's... They're going, it's just... I can't give it a higher score because it's really buggy. I'm like... Did they review Baldur's Gate when it first came out and said, this game is shit because it's only got 1 act in it? The story just kind of stops. And I know that's obviously slightly different, but you get what I mean. It's just weird that I guess they're so desperate for views and to cling on to life that they have to just pump out the review nice and early. And I guess also, you know, getting a bit of outrage and people going, hang on, it's not even actually properly out yet, it's just early access, is, you know, irrelevant to getting some sweet, sweet ad money, right? But it's just, I just found that weird. And also, even if it was the full game, how anyone has had the time to play this game enough to do an actual proper review is... I literally don't think there's enough hours since the early access. You need like 100 hours into it. You need a few good seasons under your belt of a couple of different teams. You probably need at least a season. If you want to do a proper review, at least a season of women's football. You need to experience different countries or different leagues, you know, at least a couple of times, and lower leagues and lots of transfer windows. Go on, Florian. Absolutely overrated. It's just an interesting time to be a Football Manager fan. And the more I play it, the more I'm enjoying it, and the more I'm getting used to it, and I think we'll get there and we'll have a really good game. Other than the UI, which is just, at the end of the day, that's just going to be Marmite, right? You're going to love it or you're going to hate it. Or, actually, it's not Marmite, because you might think it's just okay. I'm sort of fine with it at the moment. Right, boys, we can't lose to Everton. Oh, Mark Gahey! Mark Gahey! He's just on his bike. Is he onside? Salah? No. I love things like that in the match engine. He's just a normal centre-back, and he's just seen a space, and he's gone for it. He's fancied it. Right, Pickers. Lovely distribution. Classic Pickers. And then hoof it. Excellent. Okay, good. Losing to Everton at Anfield. I did notice, even when we were playing in the Champions League against the team we should really kind of comfortably beat, and we did beat them 3-1, but I noticed we're not creating absolute really high XG chances. We just kind of peppered them and had like 35 shots without really doing much. Well, unleashed the goal-scoring threat that apparently is Curtis Jones as a deep-lying playmaker. Let's freshen up this midfield. I'm not going to go attacking. Do I go attacking? Do I send it? Do I send it early? That'll spook them. Mo Salah's having a shocker. Realistic game. Already. I know that you can click on these various parts of the pitch to get the various instructions that meet that. I'm just this screen, although that is really annoying. Right, we're still high pressy, boys. I think let's just go attacking. A bit more risky. And we'll change the rolls up if it's not working. But we've not been outplayed. I heard about the, and I don't really sort of keep my ear to the ground regarding this sort of stuff, that people have noticed that with the game files, it should be possible to import actual stadium, like scans of actual stadiums and stuff to make it like... I'm very interested to see what the editor scene looks like and what people can do with the game. I've always wanted like a... Go on, Gackers! That's why I kept him. I definitely didn't offer him out for 30 million. I definitely wanted to keep him. I've always wanted a moon version of football where the ball just floats a bit more, just to see how you get on. I don't know if you try and keep it on the ground or you just sign a load of big target men and just play head tennis. But I want to know, is that possible? Replace with Frimpong. Play, who? I'm assuming Connor. Not a pen though, is it? Dangerous though. Little flick to the back post. Best player in the squad, isn't he? Best player in the squad. Old Gacker's all reliable. Or, see, sometimes you don't need to change it. You just need to be patient. Let's go with a bit more defensively sound. Mr. Gomez. So fullback. Pressing fullback, that sounds perfect. He should probably be. Now we're 2-1 up. Let's just keep you fullback. Okay. Is there a way that who's the best to retrain as not a striker? I feel like not using both Ekatike and Isak is just an insult. But smells like Chiesa time. Mo's going to be furious that I've subbed him off, but you know, get good, Mo. Oh, I forget. It happens every time. Happens every time. I never remember to press the little confirm button at half time. Okay. Also, apologies that there wasn't a video yesterday. I'll be totally frank with you. There wasn't a video about Football Manager yesterday because, well, I was playing Football Manager. I was playing a network save and we got to the first my first ever proper summer transfer window, and it may have taken about 7 hours. It was a big rebuild, all right? Barnet needed a big rebuild. I can't help it. And then by the time I'd finished that, I was going to record afterwards, and I could barely see anymore. How was he already 1 yellow card away from suspension? We barely started the season. Realistic. Okay, so that's nice. That's nice. Okay, he's bundled his way through. Can he cut it back? It's decent. Isak is Mr. Sitter. See, it even said sitter. But overall, the more I play, Gomez, that's what he does. That's what he does. The more I play, the more I'm enjoying it. There's still a ton of work to do, not just bugs. There's still a lot of the flow of where things are need to be fixed. A lot of the data doesn't seem to work still. I don't know if you can view goals in replays yet, because that seems to be broken. Oh, see it out, see it out, see it out. Comfortable win. Top of the table. I'll replace someone with Ekatike. I'm assuming it's Isak. If it's Mamradashvili, we're doomed. Don't lose, don't lose, don't lose, don't lose, don't lose, don't lose, don't lose. That's offside, surely. He's 20 miles and rubbish. Offside and rubbish. Brilliant. Oh, they've subbed off the Invisible Man. Bringing on the Invisible Man. It's Seamus Coleman. 49-year-old Seamus Coleman. Kicking him out still. I think he made a difference. Right, good comeback, lads. That's a cut. It's 2-1. Whoa. Okay, I still miss shouts. And I do think I've seen a lot of people saying about the 2D match and the 2D match thing going on at the bottom, and I don't mind it. I don't watch it because I'll just go blind. I sort of see the blurs, and you get to see sort of patterns as it sort of goes back and forth. Like, is it going over here more? Basically, I'm fine with it, but I also think it definitely should be something you can turn off, because I could see that some people would really just hate that. Pay 220k. That's fine. Gakpo. What a player. What a man. The other thing I've noticed in this game is that players seem to get unhappy a lot less. And while players being unhappy was really annoying, because it happened quite regularly, and sometimes a little bit too much, like you promised the guy first team football, and he's played 10 of the last 11 games, and he's like, where was the 11th game? You promised me first team football. It seems almost like, and it may just be my saves that I've done so far, but like a first team player, January transfer window, I'm like, he's valued quite a lot and I need the cash. I'll offer him out, transfer list him. Okay, nobody's interested. Okay, de-transfer list him, and he never mentions it, and it's fine. And I think some of that is a little bit too bad. But I have also noticed a good side of the lone players' managers seem to get less upset. Like, I'm not getting weekly emails from their manager saying, why are you playing him out of position or in a different role or not enough or whatever. You do get the odd email if they're not playing enough, which makes sense. But it seems they're a bit more leeway, which is good, which was definitely needed. We still do have, it's not a bug. It's not, I would argue it's not a feature. We still do have the... when you loan a player in for the season and then you go to loan them again next season and they're like, we want to try them in a different environment, which is just a false unless they've had a terrible time and stuff, then obviously they just reject it, and they should reject it. But like, if he's had a really good time and he's developing well, and they're just like, and you've got promoted or whatever, and they're like, just a different environment. I'm like, that's an artificial roadblock to, rather than fixing the problem where you could loan a player for 5 seasons in a row from Man United, rather than fixing that, they've gone, we'll add this roadblock just to make it harder. But overall, I'm kind of loving it. I do plan to stream. I was going to stream the early access, and then I thought, I don't want to stream it while I have no idea where anything is. It will take me forever. It won't be fun or interesting for anybody watching. And then also the amount of bugs and stuff I was getting was just, I was like, okay, let's wait for a bit. But when the full release comes, I will be doing a whole new stream. So I have massive social anxiety about doing streaming. So if you want to come and give me some help and back me up, only when I haven't done it for a while. Once I get going, loving it. So if you feel like, supporting me when I do, I'll let you know in the posts and stuff. But overall, good game, and obviously, realistic, because we're top of the league. Don't say it. We're playing Man United in real life. I am tempted to make a Liverpool rant video, but I've already ranted, so maybe does anybody... Oh, I was going to say, does anybody want to see me rant about Liverpool? And then I'm just thinking of Man United fans going, yes. Yes, I would like to see that, Loki. Yes, of course you would. It's infuriating. Right, anyway, there we go. We are done for the day. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, this is just a little fun season where we're just learning the game and stuff like that. Like, I noticed that, as in real life, Konate's contract is running out, and as in real life, apparently Real Madrid are interested. But unlike real life, he will sign a new contract. But then I was like, why am I bothering? I'm only doing a season. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.